The catapults are on their way. Noob's going to need a lot of units. But he's going to be able to upgrade into knights. And the knights are going to be hard to push. Walls and bastions would be smart before too long. I like the Victor setup here. Yeah, I completely agree, Doe. He lost heavily. How can you say he didn't lose on spawn? He had below average land, and he had Scythia on one side and Gorgo on the other. He lost. I mean, he lost on draft. I don't like the Zulu pick. I agree with you on that. I don't like the Zulu pick. But to say he didn't lose on spawn is kind of ridiculous. He 100% lost on spawn. Scythia and Gorgo on each end, min distance. That's, yeah. So we talked about it here, the 9-city potential setup. 3, yeah, so he's got this one up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. You can go here, or you can just go to the ladder. You can go 9 if he wants, but he might just settle the T. Yeah, absolutely. If Persia's here, Persia holds this. If Persia is in this position, he can hold it, right? 3 cities. I mean, I did it 2 weeks ago. I was playing against the Russian team with zone of control. And I had an extremely strong player. Oh, yeah, this is rough. I had an extremely strong player against me in Sandro. And I was like basically not much more than min distance away from Scythia. Him playing Scythia, I was playing Persia. And I set up on a 4-city setup and just built my UU for crazy. Got a general, bastions, the whole 9 yards. And he couldn't get through. And we ended up winning that game because he couldn't get through. Yeah, this is a lot of trouble. I missed Corny's message. Where? Oh, Ben trying to blame me for his bad connection. Where did Corny? Oh, there's Corny there. Sorry. Oh, managed to fight time. I mean, if you want, actually, you're welcome to actually come over and say what happened. I wouldn't have dared ask. The message went flying by. I managed to find time to co-cast. Oh man, yeah. If you want to come say what happened, bro. MJK. Hey, hey, hey. Yikes. Yikes the clock. Wow. Oh, now you gotta put up the shit talk, Corny. Oh. Not fun. I mean, I could be extremely sad here again. Oh man. Is there a play? I mean, obviously Noob doesn't full die. I guess we just hope that um we hope that Persia and China put together win conditions. There's still lots of land to settle for Persia if he gets it done quickly. I'd love to see him get tons more settlers and just go absolutely apeshit on him. I know. Corny, give me a sign. Clint, I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know what to say. No words. So it's a 6-city setup over here. The Gangzhou takedown. The Gangzhou almost getting taken down. By the way, those galleys not having fun. Apadana, science, culture, pyramids. Not ideal land for China, but did okay. Another city going to come up here for 7. Some UUs maybe come here and force their way in here. I think that it's going to be really important for Persia to go big out sim on Cleopatra, and is outsimming a little bit, but is not a big advantage yet. I think it's really important at this point for Ben to be a heavy carry here, and come in here and kill this and get some momentum, and create a win condition on Rome maybe. Yeah, feels bad for the losing team. Yeah, aggro playstyles. I was a little worried about Pangea. Noob is like, this is going to be rough. The only thing is at this point is, does Noob just go top tree in order to make it hard for them to control this? You take these cities, maybe this raise them so Noob can't keep taking them back. Noob can go top tree maybe. I don't know. We made it to Congress anyway. We made it to Congress. Prophet, him, and him. There was a game going over turn 150 in the CivFR Squadron on Friday. Lower skill level, but still. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some CivFRs probably even this coming week, like next week. I'm going to try to get into a couple of them, if I can. So a Prophet, a him. I'd like to do some of those. I was actually supposed to do... Go figure that this game turns out to be a bit of a dud. Maybe it'll last a longer. Who knows? I'd love for this game to hold on. But, yeah. I was supposed to do the Ulysses game. Oops. Why the hell is it doing that? There we go. Yeah, I was supposed to do the Ulysses game today. And, unfortunately, I kind of screwed myself and chose this one. I mean, this is an exciting game still. There's still opportunities, and hopefully they fight it out. Obviously, loser goes home, so they're gonna want to do their best to find a way to make this happen. No points towards merchants. That's actually pretty big. That shuts down Barking Gang pretty well. Growth to Teats Teats and Cleopatra, and Diplo points to Teats Teats as well. So that's going to be their target for the Diplo. He can set up over here potentially. The only thing is the big key here is actually going to be Almog with bigger culture. Almog, I guess, probably denies the wonders. He needs to race and get Hanging Gardens. Hanging Gardens. I'm over here just talking at my ass looking at Hanging Gardens. Needs to race to Statue of Liberty. I don't know if he's got any trees next to a holy site yet, but he can go ahead and get Mahabodhi. What's he got over here? Campus. Diplo Quarter. Okay. He can go ahead and grab Mahabodhi, like we said. Grandmaster's Chapel in 5 will give him some potential. What's his current faith per turn? 74. And then obviously, Potato Palace is a point as you can come and grab as well. Is there a loser's final for 3rd? I don't believe there will be. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't believe there will be. Yeah, and it's a scuffed Pangea for sure. I mean, it's essentially 2 continents, right? In fact, it's continents and islands because there's 2 continents and an island over here. To be entirely honest. Corny died essentially on spawn. This was his capital. Pretty close to min distance to his north was Scythia, who had a god tier expands. God tier expands. Went 3 cities and just out-developed him on units. Just out-spawned by a mile. Too many units. And then, of course, to his left, not much more than min distance, was Greece. And they both just went spam units into him from both sides, and he just could not hold on. He just simply could not hold on. Yeah, this city goes. I'm assuming he raises it. Yeah, he pretty much has to. This city will last a little longer, but not much. Yeah, like... Well, it's got nothing. That's got nothing to do with it, though. I mean, like Maori doesn't have land acquired to them at all. The distribution of city or civs is actually just shrunk, and Maori has to come find land. And I mean, he went the right way, but unfortunately, if this was Persia, like I said, if this was Persia, Persia can set up on 3 cities, spam units, and live here a lot better than Zulu, who's got no simming bonus and no early military bonus at all to really help them out. So, yeah, if this is Persia, maybe they're still alive and kicking. But as it sets up, yeah. Hazagi crushing, yeah. Yeah, no, when it sets up the 7 unit or the 7 civs, I mean, you can see it here, right? I mean, this was supposed to be the land. So there's 4 civs equally divided here, 3 civs equally divided here, and then of course there was just a random island because it's a completely scuffed map where it's basically 2 continents. And even this is almost an island of its own with this choke. So it's like 2 big continents and 2 islands is essentially what the Pangea turned into. Pangea map generation right now is absolutely garbage, and I was nervous about it. When I heard John mention it was going to be Pangea, I was a little bit nervous. The random generator of the things caught us. Yeah, if they don't live exactly like Persia is going to be able to still control the sea, right? As well as Maori for that matter. Like Maori's still got 3 cities here. That's 4. They can come and kill Fez if they ever build boats. He's just barely hanging on against this city-state, by the way. And, you know, like this, maybe he can keep his capital. It's a bit of a long push. They can't, because the thing is that you might not want to take it, because if you take it, you can't liberate it. And then the problem becomes, if you take the capital and hold it, it's very much going to be a liberate from, it's very much going to be a liberate from Persia. And really, control of the ocean's the big key here, right? You need big China sim. You need big Persia sim. Get your shit together. Out-sim the other guys. Noob's got to get his ship pulled back together, which is going to be hard because he's losing cities. His stats are around now. But really, Rome is having a good game. Okay, simming quite well. Not amazing, but well. His problem is he's stuck in the middle. And how does he impact the game now? Because the game's on the other end, which is he can't touch the game. And controlling the water, if they can get this long term and get to nukes, you can't stop them from nuking you, but you can't nuke them. They should still take it. Yeah, that's true. It destroys the Gov Plaza in the building. Make them rebuild it. And then if they liberate it later, then so what, I guess. That's a good point. Well, Rome could potentially send tanks through here, but Rome isn't out-simming either of them, right? Like, Rome's 71-107. China has better stats than Rome, and so does Ben. Ben has way more science and almost as much culture. Like, Rome, like, they can still win this game. Like, Grandmaster's Chapel. If anything, Egypt needs to get their shit together just a little bit. They're getting out-simmed here now. If they lose the science and culture race, Grandmaster's Chapel, China, don't count Almog out. He can definitely get things going here and do some sort of a push into Persia with cores. No doubt about it. More settlers can come here. Really good land still to settle up here. I mean, it's turn 60. You got to get your move on. But he could absolutely settle this really nice land up here. And get a couple more cities out, get a couple more districts up. He's got... Keep in mind, when you go with City Patron Goddess, which they have, you can actually settle a little bit later than normal and still have a city become relevant in the game, because you can get a couple districts up for super cheap. You can abuse it and just basically get 2 districts up, get them placed and get them up to like 1 turn each, and then get that big bonus production. So even though the districts have gotten much more expensive by turn 60, turn 70, you can get those first couple districts up for half price and essentially make them cheaper. So you can settle cities later, still get the districts up, and you know, get your free builder, of course, with the Ancestral Hall, which they've gone, and then, you know, that gets the city going as well. So your tempo with Ancestral Hall and City Patron Goddess, you can settle later and continue to get more tempo. He's got libraries coming. He's going to get universities. He's going to have a chance to win this game. I completely disagree, though. I've done it before, and it's worked really well. As long as the big key is to get your population to 4 quickly. If you have your free builder, if you can chop out like a marsh and or a rice or something like that, or a wheat, get the pop 4, get them placed. It absolutely works, and it can work well. In order to take advantage of that production, it delays the both of them, but then all of a sudden you've got a city with 2 districts really quickly. With it coming out, it actually works, and works well. Use your builders to get your production up, and absolutely worth it. Here's the play, really actually very interesting. Mahabadi Temple, there's no play for Mahabadi, so that's going to be 2 more points for So that's going to get him to 6. It's going to be really important for them to deny, obviously, the other ones. Don't let him have those other 5 points. It looks like he's definitely going to get these 2. You absolutely are going to win the race. This is actually pretty huge. 150 culture. There's no reason 155 to 82. There's no reason why you shouldn't win the race. Humanism next turn. There's no reason he shouldn't win the race. Mercantilism. He can get to civil engineering with his culture. He needs to be ready to get Statue of Liberty and get it done. He's finally secured this city. The harbor is up. He needs to be ready to go. I'd actually like to see Magnus. I'd like to see him drop Magnus in this city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Potentially 7 or 8 if they use the gold. I would like to see that. I would like to see him chop out. It's really pivotal being down a man. They need to buy time. They need to make that diplomatic victory a long slog because they're going to lose it. They're going to lose 3 or 4 points every Congress. Did anybody get into pagodas? Not yet. Neither one of them is making a lot of holy sites, so it wouldn't be all that valuable. In fact, this is the only holy site. This was made exclusively for this purpose. I don't even believe that they have another holy site, so it wouldn't really be that valuable. You could get 1 pagoda, I guess. It wouldn't be terrible on Almog because he's got a couple, but at this point, you know you're losing Congress. You do your best you can to get enough so that you can win 1 or 2 of the other votes, but you have to be very careful to get your points up in that. By the way, over here on this front, the walls are up here and they backed off of it. This pivot around here has come. This city is actually still standing, but it's about to fall. And I would imagine they just delete it. There's no point in leaving Liberation. Oh, actually, so this settle actually from Cyrus took away the potential 9. And it's actually still just sitting on 7. Oh no, it's at 8. It's at 8, right? This one's in range. So it's an 8 city setup. He took away the potential for a 9th over here. Actually, he could have had 10, right? Is this one in range? 3, 6. Yeah, this is in range. It could have actually been 10. If he hadn't lost this one and then one up here, it could have actually been a 10 city setup. And he's sitting at 8 now. Yeah, he can get one here to get to 9, but it would have been 10. He's sitting on 8 right now. It would have been a potential for 10. Cause yeah, he could have settled here. The T was out of range, but he could have settled here. 6 tiles away for another one. It would have been a non-fresh. It wouldn't have been ideal anyway. And this city is just using these tiles. This capital is using these tiles anyway, so it wouldn't have been an ideal setup. So he can still grab 9 if he gets another settler. He still hasn't yet. Doing culture things at the moment. Trying to deny a little bit of culture, but at this point it's not that big of a deal. It's not like they're going to win a culture victory. It's not like China's probably even really worried about going for it either. So left of Kumai. No. This is out of range, and that's the closest he can get. This is the closest he can get. It's out of range. As soon as this city went down with this location, he couldn't have got even even this banana is the closest you can get. And it's obviously in range of Kamai. It's 1 away. Now, that being said, if he had put it to the left one, this still would have hit, and that still would have been open here. But then, of course, this city took it away anyway, so. There was definitely a 10 city potential setup. It's going to end up being potentially 9. It's certain at 8. Another settler coming here. By the way, we forgot to check. Noob did miss Golden. I was worried about him there, and he did miss it. China actually went culture, so that was a smart play. Actually, it's going to get him to his Statue of Liberty play there. Hopefully, that's the plan. And of course, Ben went there. Noob missed. Penbrush. Oh, and Hazagi missed as well, right? Okay, yeah. Hazagi's actually in the dark. Okay. So no surprises on the Goldens from what we saw. Finally going to get some chops going here. Greece is trying to get simmed up, but of course, after the Irel War, Greece is essentially out of the conversation as far as being relevant in this game in a big way, I should say. Noob can get simmed back up. It's unfortunate that he couldn't make Golden to keep that science up. But yeah, he's just spamming units on this side, simming on this side. Just trying to get things moving a little bit. Just getting a camp, just anything to get some stats. He's got some good tiles back here in this city, but he's pretty Irelville. Basically just a gold maker at best. Just make gold for the team. Be in position to just perceive trade routes, I guess, right? Persia starting to do some externals. Settler coming down in here, getting in position. Really surprised he didn't like this land up here. Like, he could have settled up in here and just went absolutely crazy with a really good spawn. Good food here mixed with good production here. Like, this settle could have been amazing. This isn't bad, but for sure a city here I would have loved to have seen. Yeah, it's just a stats war right now. Who could sim up the best? Who could sim up the best? Teats getting his stats up a little bit. He's almost to 100. Elmog at 166. Nationalism in 4. I don't see him pushing the way I'd like, though. He's going nationalism first. I would have loved to have seen him coming this way. That's going to buy time. See, this is the difference right here. This is, if they lose Diplo victory, this is the difference. Almog has blown it. He had way higher culture. He could have already been doing civil engineering, had Magnus established in that city, monumentality builders hanging out, ready to chop, and he could have absolutely denied this Statue of Liberty. Absolutely 100% easily could have denied it. He's gone nationalism first, and he's going to lose the race. They're going to lose Mohammadi. He can get set up over here and build it. Now, he doesn't have chops, so it's going to be a race production-wise. He's not going to have chops. It's just going to be straight up, start building the Wonder, and hope that you can outproduce it. I guess you probably do it in this city. He doesn't have a harbor here, actually. Pop 4, campus down, and commercial hub down. He can't do it in this city, and this city's got no production. So even on this side, Teats is not getting set up to make this happen. This city's pretty good production, not amazing. Still no harbor. In fact, this city needs to place districts. This city's 9 population. He's only got 1 district placed. What's happening? Weird. So apparently the other game was shorter. Oh, really? Is the well, I was wondering, like, that's the one thing you get when you've got a team as good as Ulysses in that Civ FR. Some of those games I think can be a little bit the talent differential can make those games pretty quick sometimes. So is it over, eh? There's the Crouching Tiger there. I'm going to set up here. Just holding defense there. Full sim. Stables is going up. So here's the first prep, right? You get the encampments down. You build the stables. His science is at a $1.06. He's gonna have really good timing on nationalism, and potentially with that much culture, with double golden, he could potentially have really good armies timing. And he's on metal casting. He's gonna have ballistics. I don't think he's set up to do. Well, he's got a couple knights here. I'm not sure if he's going to set up to do an industrial push or not. An industrial push could catch him off guard, but he's going to want really good timing here. Where are the China settlers going? Probably to this cattle. Probably to the cattle. He's got a sugar here. He could even potentially get out to this elephant. He's got pretty good tiles, some hills in the outskirts. It's not going to be fantastic. But I would imagine that's where he's going. It's just another city. Get on more districts. Get the stats up. Surprised that nobody has settled this wine. This wine's got a lot of hills on it. I would have actually sent this settler here. This is the better city, to be entirely honest with you. This is by far the better city. 3 food base. And then you just go chop and mine all this. And this is just gorgeous tiles all the way around. This is actually a fantastic city here. Much better than this. There is a settler coming here, but I would have set the first one here. No doubt about it. He can bop Egypt, but no way he can go after that. I mean, he's not out-simming Rome yet, but Rome's only got 96 science. I mean, he's beating him in science. Culture is big, but it's not that big because Almog's going to boost the culture tree for Ben, but Omegia's got to boost it for himself. So 126 culture can keep up with 182 without much problem at all. In fact, you can see here, Omegia's on Enlightenment. Ben's on Opera and Ballet. Ben's actually ahead of him. Ben's on Opera and Ballet. Why is Almog on Opera and Ballet? They don't even care about this winning this game? What's going on? Statue of Liberty. Hello? McFly. Making the harbor right here. This is going to be the setup. He's going straight to civil engineering. TCS is going straight to civil engineering right here. So yeah, Omegia's got to boost the tree himself where Ben doesn't. So they completely keep up with one another in culture. And not by a lot, but he does have the science advantage. And Rome's actually gone buttress as well. So Rome's actually going top tree, whereas Ben's going bottom tree to get a push. That could give him an advantage productivity-wise. But there's not a lot of big campuses for Rome. He's got some set up down here. But this is actually amazing. This is a +7 here. He's got good setup here, but yeah, like Rome's got a good setup, but it just, I mean, he's not out simming Persia. It's pretty close. And then it comes down to who's got the timing, who's got the money, right? Financially, it's pretty much a tie. Maybe slight advantage on this side, but pretty close. 240 to 270 or something like that. Noob can hopefully, Noob's getting harbors up. Noob can hopefully get things back online. He's starting to lose this city to trebuchets, so that's going to hurt him. Yeah, things are starting to get turned bad here. Trying to rush culture victory? No. With one person out of the game already, he missed his religion by getting denied Stonehenge. That is so much tempo. He's never had really good faith production because of it. I mean, he's doing well on the great work front, but he is being contested a little bit here and there. So, you know, it's not like he's running away with any of the great people as well. He's not building a lot of wonders. Like, I don't get opera and ballet here when he needs to be denying. Like, it's got to be right now. You put Magnus in here. You get builders ready. Like, all these cities around here can be getting builders to just walk them over, stand on these tiles, and get ready to just go chop chop. Because the other guys are making the play. And if they give it up, it's 6. That'll be 10. And in 10 more turns, it could be something like 14. I mean, depending on how Congress goes, you know, maybe it's 2 more after that if you do well, if you can manage Congress somehow. But there's a good chance it's 30 turn window right now. If they don't deny Statue of Liberty, there's a very good chance it's a 30 turn window. If they deny Statue of Liberty, they have at least 50 turns, right? So that means they have like till turn 120 if they deny Statue of Liberty. If they don't deny Statue of Liberty, the 30 turn window is not going to be enough. It's as simple as that. The ball game rides right now 100%, in my opinion, on whether or not he's able to get like civil engineering next turn on Teats. Almog is doing nationalism in 2. Yeah, GBT, I just showed it literally like 5 seconds ago. It's a slight advantage on this side. It's like what? 260 to almost 300. So 260 to like 300-ish. Mogadishu takedown. Going to give a little bit more tempo to China. I'm actually surprised this settler, maybe he's going to the 2-2. Get closer to the hills, maybe. A little bit surprised he didn't just settle the 3 food base. It's not like he's getting a whole lot extra by going here. I don't know why he just didn't settle on the cattle. He's actually going to settle in his face. He does have... What's his... He has not much faith at all. 65 faith, 105 a turn. He's actually going to settle in his face. He's got a general. He's got a crouching tiger. There's a knight popping next turn, so he's going to need a hell of a lot more than that. But they might be planning a double push. There's knights that could come this way. Armory going up. He could get an engineer, another armory here. Tech timing, ballistics in 4 versus celestial navigation. Oh, sorry, wrong person. Metal casting in 3. So he could definitely get a timing. The problem is if you don't time it well, it's going to be field cannon o'clock in Egypt land. He's not that far from having it. He doesn't have a lot of pre-builds at the moment, but he can definitely get something set up here. Down goes the encampment. 3 crouching tigers in position. Hold this, no problem. It's definitely a setup here to push. But like I said, even if you somehow outright killed Egypt here, it doesn't do much for you. Well, I mean, full outright. I mean, as far as take this, if you full outright kill him before he gets to diplo victory, obviously it matters. But you're not like even if you kill all this, it's not going to be very hard for him to build a settler in this city and come settle something back here and get protected by Rome. You need to go beyond this point. Even if he just comes back here, as long as he stays alive, the diplo victory is alive. He is getting a builder here. The city is getting a little bit more productive. 20 production's not great. If you could ever get this tile up for, like I said, 4, 5, potentially 7 if they spent 7 chops if they spent the money. If he buys his mountain tiles, he's totally safe. Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's really tough pushes. At this point, this tile right here would be a very worthwhile purchase for Ben. If Ben bought this tile right here, it would be an incredibly worthwhile, or for that matter, even this one gets him through. But this one will be a little bit better position. Because what he could do is he could get a mountain or get a tunnel here, and then he could even get a tunnel like here, and then surround this tile and go bop bop bop, into this land, take it out. He's also got a northern passage. Still can't believe he didn't settle the city yet. Just absolutely mind-boggling. Clip, you just tuned in. Corny's dead. Corny formerly lived over here. He lost on spawn hard. And got double pushed by Scythia and Gorgo, and there was just absolutely nothing he could do. They continued the push, and Noob is in a lot of trouble. Losing his city slowly but surely. He's hanging on to his capital for now. But he's been pretty erralled by the push, and his stats are just falling behind and just can't keep up. Although he's considerably outsimming Hazagi, who was erralled back here. He's just going commercial hubs to make money for the boys. Hazagi's just going straight commercial hubs and markets, get traders up. Traders with Whistle Bank in to boost Rome cities will be really big, and that's how you help the team now. Since you already done your job, your main job anyway. And here comes military engineers. He'll come over here and be able to do a setup here. I think he needs to buy these tiles real quick. That level 4 Frigg fleet killing a unit each turn, almost from 3 tiles away. Oh shit. +1 range. Heal outside land. 7 against land units. 7 against naval units. This thing's a beast. Look at that. Hitting for 80 against a knight. $85 make that. I think he can kill this. If he first moves, he can kill this horse easy. Problem is the knight steps in behind, so this city's just dead. It's going to be hard to take this out with all these frigates up, though, to be honest. This city dies, but this is going to be hard. If he just has this thing surrounded by frigates, it's going to be hard. Although the catapults can do damage to the frigate. The big thing is the range on this one's going to be pretty nice. He's just going to raise it. Otherwise, he can just keep taking it back. And for that matter, they know that they control the ocean. There's no reason why he can potentially come over and deny it. So, Galilei! How you doing? Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. What a game we have for you. It looked like they might end it soon. Corny had a really rough day at the office. Really, really tough land. And a lot of trouble. This takedown was no surprise, like I said. This city is going to live for a bit, we hope, for Noob's sake. Over here, Noob, sitting on 4 cities, just decided to sim up. I was wondering if he'd get a couple more settlers out and just try to get some momentum. Long walks to anything good, though. I think he's just, yeah. Go Barkers. Yeah, well, they're having a day. Could be a bit of an upset here. Barking Gang coming through with the plays today. Hazagi, for a second straight game, doing work on Scythia. You gotta love it. Actually, so the Knight counter push and the greed is... Wow, yeah, the upgrades came in. This city could be a donation. The muskets, the walls, no builder, no chop. I was wondering, like, he had 3 crouching tigers, and at the time I'm like, he should be able to hold this. The problem was that he went, he was in a position where he just spent money and just went upgraded to a bunch of knights and the crossbow, and now all of a sudden, he's in trouble. Now he loses this unit next turn, so won't be under siege for long, and it's going to be hard to push through this with the angles, and the musket comes in. He has some gold. He could do another musket upgrade here. This city should be plenty fine because this unit just dies. I'm not really sure why. Did he just try to get a unit, I guess? He went for a kill on a unit. But it's going to cost him the knight. This city should be fine. Engineering project. That's actually, there you go. Engineering project. To go grab. Oh, he's actually trying to get to a. So he's going to have to project through a couple of engineers, maybe. He's trying to go get an engineer to pop and to pop. Okay, so here you go. Like I said, this is the ball game. Magnus establishing. Builders are coming out. It took him all day. Does he even have it? He still doesn't have it. I'm going to show you something here. All right? I'm going to show you something. Enlightenment, done. Nationalism, done. Opera and ballet, done. We literally just saw last 2 games ago, the first game of this series, we just saw Barking Gang blow it on a chance to win that game diplomatically because I think it was JR went opera and ballet and nationalism before civil engineering because he easily could have gotten Statue of Liberty and won that game. They actually literally would have won the game if he'd have just done that. And now we could see the same thing. Almog has gone super bottom tree on the civic side, and now he's going to be late to civil engineering. He's 2 turns. He's going to have the potential to chop it, but it's going to be tough. Love it. Thank you. This is going to be actually huge. They're lucky. They're actually very lucky that bio pause and turn. They're actually very lucky. So he actually kind of potentially saved this unit by moving it here. I don't know. This crouching tiger is done movement. He's going to have to back off. He should be fine. He's got a lot of units. I'm not sure why he's not bringing a musket upgrade. Like this right here. Why is this not getting upgraded to a musket? No builder to chop the walls. It's going to be all day. He's going to get... This is actually going to be trouble. The good news is that this is a distraction. I don't know. Can't believe he's not upgrading to a musket right now. So here comes the builders. So we talked about it. It's about 5 turns too late on the builders, and it's like 8 turns too late on the tech because of the direction he went. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. A little bit of mobilization here. The pre-build's coming in. Gold is actually pretty much tied now. Close to it anyway. There's enough gold here for upgrades. There's a lot of gold being stored up here. There's enough gold here for some upgrades to make a push. I would love to see the tile buy here. And then get a tunnel. But the engineers are coming. And there's going to be a push. And he's going to get hit from both sides. And he doesn't have the stats to hold on, I don't think. 150, 162 on Ben is a pretty good sim going. He's out-simming quite convincingly. He's out-simming Omega on this front. They're finally the musket upgrade after he already lost half the HP on the city. Now those knights get bonked when they hit pretty well. By the way, I saw a spy. Look, I'm not sure if this got an upgrade. He did a maneuver in here. I saw that spy in the... Oh, no, wait, no. It was a Persian spy I saw in here. Maybe it got kicked home. Or maybe it died. Maybe it died. Did Ben's spy die? Maybe it did. Where'd that... Okay, the settler's finally going to come over here and settle. I'm assuming he's going to come and settle this city. If he doesn't, he's crazy. Another builder. He's sending this builder over here to be able to be in position to chop. There's 7 charges on this bad boy. He can go chop, chop there. He's going to be set up for chop, chops here with all these builders. Magnus is going to be in 2. It's 15 turns over here. There's no chops in sight. Well, actually, there's a couple of jungle chops if they buy him. It looks like he's setting up to chop a couple of jungles. They might shave a turn each. And like I said, pretty lucky. Okay, so one Wonder Engineer's out. Or sorry, one engineer's out. The Wonder Engineer is now next up. And he's running more projects. The problem is it's going to probably take It's probably going to take 2 more, so it's like 4 or 5 turns away. It's going to be close. That engineer, that play from Teet Teets could be the ball game to tech through the engineers, or sorry, to project through the engineers to get to a project. This is actually insane. Sorry, I've been on a diatribe there and I've fallen behind. That raid sound always gets me off here. Yeah, the raid sound. Thank you again for the raid, Gala, and welcome in everybody again. This is game 3 of the semifinals. Obviously tied 1-1. Winner goes to the finals to take on Cringe Patrol. Could be a little bit of an upset. I don't, not to insult the Barking Gang people, but TBD, come on. Pretty good team. And certainly I don't think anyone expected this. Not necessarily thought it was going to be a cakewalk, but it's going to be a tough game. We're going to see what happens. Gold, yeah, I mean, it's there, but the gold is essentially tied. The gold is essentially tied. It's funny, everyone always wants to see the gold. The gold's essentially tied. Maybe a little bit on the a little bit on the TBD side now. China's up to 100. They're making like 500 a turn. I think it might be like, well, actually no. He's up to 361. How do you get the 3? He must have put some card in. He must have the 4 gold per trade route or something. He just went up a lot. They're probably more like 600 now. He was at 250. Yeah, there's slight advantage here maybe. God of Chickens, we did expect this. Well, maybe you did. I would say most of the people in the multiplayer community did not. Certainly did not expect it. But if you want to say you expected it, then you're more than welcome. Cringe Patrol 2-0 over Queen Imperial. Thank you for the follow. We're 17 or 18 away from 10,000 followers, by the way. Can't upgrade without Mill Tactic. Oh, he didn't have Mill. Oh, is that what it was? Oh, John, that's what it was. He couldn't upgrade through without military tactics. Got you. I didn't see that. Is that what he was doing? He was doing the tech. By WE, he meant CivFR. Who said we? Sorry, what did I miss? Oh, I'm confused. The finals will be next weekend-ish. The end of next week, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere in there, maybe. It'll depend on the teams that are involved coordinating the times. But yeah, it'll be sometime next week. And it's going to be, one way or another, it'll be pretty epic. A lot of people thought it would be a TBD versus, like I said, versus Cringe Patrol battle, but we could very well see Barking Gang. It's going to be huge. I honestly think it's almost a coin flip if Elmog gets Statue of Liberty right in there. It's like, it's going to be close. Because the thing is control the water means you can nuke, right? If you can nuke the world, like if you control the water, you can just set up shop right here and nuke the crap out of Rome, right? You can set up shop here and nuke the crap out of all this. There's actually pathway. You can actually get and you can nuke all of here. You can nuke all of this. You can nuke all of this. You can get to here and nuke this. You can't quite nuke Rome. You can't nuke Rome, but you can nuke all the other capitals. You think they can't win? I don't know why you say they can't win. I'd like to know your. I mean, obviously you're biased in your opinion, but I'd like to know your opinion as to how they can't win. in this situation? I'd be curious. No, it won't be turn 120 at all. It'll be so. We've looked at this, right? So he's got 6 points. If he gets statue, he gets to 10. If he doesn't, they need 3 more congresses. So I mean, maybe one. I mean, it depends. If they go 4-4-4, they still don't get there, right? If they go 4 points per congress, that gets them to 18. So if they go to 10, 14, 18, they need another Congress after that. So it's going to be like a turn 80 Congress, right? So turn 80, and then 100, 120, 140. So they have till turn 140 to win this game if they don't get Statue of Liberty. That's what I'm saying is the difference. So you're asking what the difference is on Diplo versus everything else, right? Is if they get Statue of Liberty, that takes 20 turns off of the timer. TBD is on a timer to kill the world before they win Diplo, right? If they have till turn 120, that's going to be rough. If they have till turn 140, that's a whole other ballgame. So that's why I was saying I did not like. So here comes Magnus established next turn. Statue of Liberty started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if he removes that. 7, 8. He has potentially 9 Magnus chops for Statue of Liberty versus it's turn 13. These might take a couple turns off. He actually has this wonder. Did he get him already? He actually did get both. Okay, so he's gotten both now. So it's going to depend how much. This is literally the ball game we're staring at right now. Yeah, like, I mean, Ben's still getting universities up. Ben's got lots of universities. He's still building campuses. I think there's still lots of potential for Ben. If he can get, I think there's plenty of time for Ben to get to 400 science and nuke the world, if he has the time. The problem is going to be Statue of Liberty. It's going to be all about Statue of Liberty timing. It's not as if Rome is going to let Persia just free sim to nukes. But how is Rome going to stop Persia? I mean, currently, Rome is out simming Persia. Or, sorry, Persia's out simming Rome on science. How is Rome going to stop them? They control the waters. Right? Have to CV all in. I mean, that's a potential. That is the potential. Go all in on CV. It'd be hard with somebody already out. At this, nobody controls the water. Well, I mean, but how? I. Thank you. Thanks. No, Persia's. See, here's the thing, right? So, Persia's got more science. That number matters more now. Because Almog is boosting the tree for Ben, whereas Omega is not getting the tree boosted. So, Omega is boosting the tree himself. So, they're essentially tied on the culture tree, but behind on the science. So he popped the engineer. Did he pop it? Yeah, he popped it once. Took it to 9 and a chop. So he's probably at least 6 turns away. I think I think Elmog pulls this out because he can remove this and chop. He chops this. 1, 2, 3. He can still buy tiles and chop out here. He can buy this and chop. I think it's Elmog in like 4, maybe 5. Yeah, he's got a lot of chops. Yeah. Rome's actually gone to cartography because they're going top tree, which is going to be an advantage for them. Being able to go top tree, that's a luxury that will help out Rome, no doubt about it. So yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty close to a coin flip if they lose the race on Statue of Liberty. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Barking Gang. I mean, Barking Gang definitely still has somewhat of an advantage. Maybe a little bit because Rome is complete free sim, whereas Persia's got things to do. But yeah. See, this is over. 4 turns. Next turn, he can do another chop. Actually, next turn, he's got to remove this. He's got to remember to remove this. Remove that. He can do 2 chops. He doesn't even have to worry about this. 2 more chops. I think he's finished next turn. And there's no way this is finished next turn. So chat is just flying by. I do apologize for not responding to everything. What engineer is it? It's already popped once. It took 2 turns off. It's Imatap. Oh wait, wait a minute. Oh, it hasn't popped yet. I thought, yeah, it's just Imatap. I thought it was the other one, and it was going to take, and it took 2 turns off already. It's only 1. Yeah, I thought it was the other one that has 2. Yeah, he doesn't have whatchamacallit. So even if he does this, it's over. I'm pretty sure he chops. How you doing, by the way, Falcon? Good to see you, bud. He bought these tiles, but he did not have to. He's not going to need them. Oh no, Elmog! He didn't remove it. Oh, because I think maybe he did the math and realized this one was going to be enough, so he didn't bother removing it. Elmog removed this and then put it back on. What are you doing, Elmog? Why not? You've got Magnus. Why not just chop out the campus, the library, and the university and build mines? You've got the builders in the area to do it. Chop, chop, chop. Mine, mine, mine. What are you doing? Oh, he did chop it? Oh, you're right. He did chop it. The stone's still there. That is a mine, not a quarry. You're right. CS control? Sure, let's take a look. Omegia's got Preslav. Hazagi's got Cardiff. Tidubey's got Taruga. By the way, Taruga... I'm still trying to figure out, did they reveal that? I think Ben revealed that, and then Tudubey was in position to take it out. Because they had these in the pocket. They should not have lost these, by the way. Nalanda and Fez still in the pocket. They haven't pulled those out. I can't believe that they haven't taken those out. Like, could you imagine if Ben had not screwed up and held one of these? They don't hold either of these, so universities aren't getting the +2. That is a huge, huge problem right there. They're getting destroyed on the city-states. Like, actually punished on the city-state front. Why they are not taking Nalanda and Fez, it's insane. That would be so much science. You look at Persia with top science in the room, and these two over here have a science city-state giving them a shit ton of extra science. He'd be well over 200 if he was controlling a science city-state. Hey, JR. Yeah, give me a sec. We'll just go Amber. Whatever's top. No big deal. Is there a city-state there's none of, yeah? Yeah, there's no gold. Trade city-state and Kachaka. Amber, trade, and him. A Amber, a trade, and a Kachaka. Pretty insignificant Congress, too. Gold is... Yeah, gold's really coming up here with Hizagi now as well. 183, a little like 320 to... A little under 5. So about 100, 150 gold a turn advantage for banking game. What you'd expect because they got one more player, right? Zulu was over here in an absolutely horrible position. The first thing we saw when we spawned into the map was the absolutely terrible position. This was their capital with pretty average land at best. A lot of flat tiles. It obviously looks a little bit better now that it's improved and stuff, but this forest fire helped it a lot as well, but this was not a great capital. Average expand here, and an average expand up here that actually got raised, and that's all he got in. Scythia's land was just as dreadful. You were on crack. You're on crack. This expand was, look at this. He had this was a 2-5. This was a 2-4, and he was running 2 3s. With a 2-3 base. He had pop 5 with like 20-something production. It wasn't even close. I bet you if you added it up at the beginning, that there was at least twice as much production on his land as it was on this land. And Scythia was spamming units at the same time as Gorgo. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, though, but you're just wrong. I'm sorry. Like, just straight up, it wasn't even close to the same. Gorgo just did not have good land. There was no chops. There was like jungle chops at best for most of it. A couple of trees, but that was about it. Really awkward position. Yeah. It was not even close. This outproduction by a mile. And then he was getting produced on both ends because not only that, he had Gorgo right here, almost min distance, like maybe 10 tiles in one direction, 12 tiles in the other. They simply stood no chance. Completely outspawned, and I thought there was a chance he might be able to hang on, but there was just too much production. The units were just flooding in. He was 1 and 2 turning his horses and sack of horse archers out of all 3 cities, and they were just heading to the front lines, and there was just no chance. Literally no way that he does anything but die there. Like I said, university's going online. Campus is coming up. Still lots more science to be had. 3 more universities, no problem. 4 more universities are going to be coming online. And again, like I said, still not controlling a science city-state. There's two options here that they could control. Oh, did they... Oh, they just passed last second to take Newton. Last second check to snag Newton. That's actually big. We'll see what happens here. Is going to buy a tile. Like what? I'm Falcon. If you're out there, or anybody, somebody, please tell me why they have not purchased either one of these tiles. Neither one of them have. Neither one of them have. They both could. They could buy all these tiles. Like actual dogs. Like honestly. The funny thing is that they both could like Egypt could protect themselves and they're not, and Ben as Persia could get the strategic upper hand. Like it's killing me. Coupe did not do much to save his mate. Well, I mean, yeah, I think what happened was Noob was set up here, and I think that Noob felt like that Corny might be able to hold on. I think that they felt like maybe he could hold on, and so he could like get the trade routes up and get the money going to help support that way by going commercials, or sorry, by going harbors and get the trade routes going. But unfortunately, I mean, you guys saw it. Like the units, all the units were just getting 1 and 2 turned every turn. They were just flooding in, and then on the other end, you know, Corny just didn't have the production to get units out that fast. And there was just too many units coming too quick. He was 2-turning catapults out of this city. Like, how do you stop it when there's a catapult every other turn coming from 4 tiles away? Or, well, 3 tiles away. Like, this just disappears here. Like, he absolutely rolls him in a really big hurry. He's defending over here and even potentially pushing. He doesn't see it coming. Oh, hey, here we go. Like, this just completely gets rolled here. Like, these units just get deleted. He takes this city. He's going to roll them so fast, he doesn't even delete the cities. He just keeps his cities, takes the campuses, just keep them all. Loses Diplo Quarter. Gains a harbor. He just straight up wins this. There's nothing he can do to stop it. He's trying to get Potato Palace now. He'll probably get it built before he loses the city, but yeah, he just straight up dies. Where's the tech here now? Military science in 3. Siege tactics in 2. The only thing that could save him here potentially is gold. There's not a ton of gold, though. They've mostly been spending it. The big key is, can Almog do a push from the other end to keep the pressure on? Almog. Not bad. He doesn't have any pre-builds for any good units, though. Actually, Potato in 5, Potato in 6. Any chops? Yes. Any chops? No. He's going to lose the Potato Palace race. Actually, no, wait. He could potentially chop. He could potentially chop one here, but he needs to get a builder over there. I think he loses this race. Not bad. Sag. Yeah, he's going to get an extra point out of that. So that'll get him to Oh, by the way, we didn't check Congress. They only got to 11, so they only went +3 there. Wales, none. So they went... Wait, no. They went 5. Sorry. Wait a minute. They went to 11. No, they went up 5. So that's actually pretty good. This gets him to 12. If he wins this race, it gets him to 12. And assuming he gets a settler out of here and doesn't die fully, that gets him to 12. So I think it's probably still a 40 turn, because that now they just need four per, right? At this point, they just need 4 per, which is pretty easy when you got them outnumbered 4-3. So I think it's probably I think it's probably a turn timer is on. They're gonna have to do some magic in the Congress. Gorgo's getting her sim up a little bit. She'll be able to go fascism. The only difference will be if you could ever get to nukes. The problem is he's not getting his science up. Still, okay, no, Ben actually does have Nalanda now. So that's a difference maker there. He actually is controlling a science city-state now. So his science is going a bit more. Losing out on the race for Newton is rough. More libraries and universities are coming online. But he's not quite power simming. He doesn't have a ton of big campuses, is a tough one too. You know, you'd prefer to be more like 300 science here. Well, turn 80. Problem is he doesn't have a lot more. He's going to get more campuses if he can kill all these cities. That'll be some more momentum. But I just don't know if he has the time to go nukes. Nobody else is getting the science together to go nukes. It's just going to be rough. Yeah, he'll make a settler in here. Rome's actually bringing some units over to help block the choke. And then Rome, of course, although Rome went top tree, and they're actually going banking now. But they'll bring some units over here to try and block the choke up a little bit, make this tough. So it'll probably take tanks and arties to push through this choke, I would imagine. Which he's not all that far off. Rifling in 1. Mobilization, he's going to be able to have armies here shortly. He's going to be able to have armies. Yeah, here's some line infantry. So he's going to get pushed from both sides. The bombard is going to go bang. This is like a medieval, I think. Yeah, medieval Renaissance. So he's going to be able to pop this. The units, of course, had to fall back to defend, and now he's getting hit on both sides. The walls are up. You know what works well here, guys? I'm just going to put it out there, but you know what works well here? Bombards. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. They're a cool little invention that takes down walls. Sometimes when you build them, you can get a really good advantage for taking down cities really fast. Yeah, he's lost the race here. Actually, this... Oh, no. You lost the race. If he could have chopped these two this turn, it might have been enough. He's going to lose the race by 1 turn. It's a Pangea, but it ended up looking a lot more like a couple of big continents and a couple of islands. No, not this one. I was wondering if these guys had moves this turn. But then I remembered also that he's not in Monumentality. Because he could have... I was thinking in my head that he could move and chop on the same turn. So he could have gone jungle, tree, and it might have gotten him to 1 turn, and then it would have went slot order. Defender and Watt. And then Scythia went and got a religion. They actually went and grabbed pagodas. Did they make some holy sites? Or they? Yeah, they're actually making holy sites. They're going to build pagodas. Try and... so that, there you go. That's a smart play. Build holy sites, grab pagodas. Commercial hubs, holy sites, build pagodas, send trade routes to Rome to boost their units with whistle banking. That's all Scythia needed to do once. Like that's good gameplay by Hazagi. Simple as that. So I like it. So smart, yeah. Crusade, yeah. Nobody's going to be crusading anybody here. Oh man, why you no build bombards, Ben? You've just completely screwed yourself. Wow, look at this. Line infantry army just beats up on that cuirassier. Oh, it's standing on floodplains too, so that's part of the math. 87 to 70. Still though, holy shit. $520. Yeah, gold's going down here now that they're spending. I'm surprised Noob didn't get some more cities out, to be honest with you. I thought he might... Okay, so he is actually now. I thought he would have done this earlier. He's getting more settlers out. I thought he would have done this, like... well, like 20 turns ago. And then gotten him out and gotten more gold up. Because you just get the settlers out. Place down the city. Free builder. Chop out the harbor. Obviously have veterancy in and just get more trade routes, more gold. He simmed up on the cities he had left before getting the traders or the settlers out. I think that was maybe, I don't know. Who doesn't have military? I would imagine they let Maori stick without having a military. He's not all that significant in the game anymore as far as, whereas obviously the other two would need it. The only thing that sucks about that is there are some traders going between these two, but there's no reason. They can both trade with Maori. They both have no coastals that they can trade through to go to Maori, so it would make sense to have gone that way. By the way, Taruga's going to die. Noob's gone frigates. Where's Noob's tech, though, by the way? He's gone to ballistics on the bottom, so he's not going complete top tree. He might be actually going to battleships. He lost half his cities. He had cities all up this coast, and they all got deleted by the double push from Gorgo and Scythia. Who's getting forbidden? Did you see it? I didn't see it. I didn't see Forbidden City getting built. Oh, 5 turns. Beijing, China. Also got Bolshoi in 3. Settler coming out. That'll be an escape settler. So, okay, so here's a bombard. I wonder if they bought that. They might have bought him a catapult and upgraded it. Because I didn't see that. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't see that earlier. And he's actually just hitting through the walls with these cuirassiers as well and giving them a pop. And also, how long? 2 turns mobilization, and he's actually got some... is this a non-core? No. He's got a non-core here. If he builds some non-cores, he can make armies. Might be not a bad idea to make like half a dozen regular cuirassiers so that he can army these up, because they'll be promoted, right? Thank you. You hope he switched the mountain tiles? These are, I mean, it doesn't matter now. Oh! because if he controls this, he can make a tunnel here, and not have to go around. Yeah, if one of these belongs to this city, although this city was up a lot sooner than this one, so these tiles might have already belonged to it anyway. Hard to say. China culture victory is the way. I mean, 14 out of 79. There isn't that much defense. 230 isn't much defense, but I wouldn't imagine he's got much more than a couple hundred tours at best. Yeah, 155. He's not even at 2. Going to be able to get a pillage economy going as well. That's actually pretty important. He'll actually be able to get a pillage economy underway. Upgrades. Where is his tech tree at? Refining in 2. Refining done. Big Daddy! How you doing, buddy? You missed movie night last night. It was a good one. Oh, Gorgo is building it as well? Oh, Gorgo's got it on 6 turns. So they're going to lose. They're going to lose that race. Gorgo will. I believe. Yeah. Assuming there's no chops. Yeah, there's no chops. Taruga! Noob got Taruga. She did. Does he keep it? I mean, it's got a campus. You can get the campus up and improve it or whatever. It's actually a pretty good city for him because he's got fishing boats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's got 5, 6. No, 5. Yeah, 5 fishing boats. A few mines. Works okay with them. And it takes away the science. By the way, that's actually a big hit on the science over here. Although Rome's actually at the 244. They must have got a lot of universities online. Rome's science just went big. I think they got a lot of universities going. They actually have more coming. Rome's got their sim. Omegia's really got their sim popping off there now. That is actually really scary numbers. Going to be tough to get to that because he's unnukable. I mean, I guess you keep fighting because it's the last chance you got, but it's going to be rough. I don't think Omegia is going to be able to get killed here. Enough encampments? Oh, you mean on Noob? Yeah, because I mean, there's enough encampments here. Yeah, Rome's a little bit late on the military. Obviously, we saw the takedown here. He's actually waiting for a boost. He's going to shipbuilding, or maybe he's going to get in the water. He's going shipbuilding to get into the water, maybe. Rome's going nukes, not tanks. Yeah, he's already on flight. He went top tree. He's heavy top tree, Rome. And at this point, his science is scary. I guess the push. I guess the play is that because Rome's gone so hard top tree, you just hope to push through. You hope to find a way to push through quick here and hit Rome before they're online. But the problem is he's on flight now. You can do naval invades on the sides to get around some planes. But I just don't see a big enough play coming in here. And like I said, he went to 12 points on Potato Palace. They only need 4 points per Congress to have this over in 32 turns, which is 118. And yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe they just pray for a miracle that they can hold off another 20 turns. The problem is like I just don't know any way like this guy's getting away. Yeah, he's got it, which is obviously very important that he gets it out because um the he probably loses all of his cities, and he needs to stay in the game obviously to represent the Diplo points. Cleo's the victory condition essentially. I mean, Rome could create their own victory condition with the way that they're playing now. Like they've got their stats up pretty good there now. That they can control victory condition by killing. I mean, it'd be really hard for them to kill the world. The it's a huge stalemate as far as killing the world's concerned. The problem is Diplo because Corny just couldn't get out in time. Yeah, at this point, Cleo just needs to stay alive. Go settle this city. I mean, probably going to settle. I would imagine they're going to settle this coffee, to buy them sometime, and then this settler probably runs a long ways. This settler probably comes up here and runs a long ways away. Privateer, galley. Refining in 1. Steel in 3, and then they go combustion. That's a good point, actually, Doe. You'd want to put. Ooh, is there any land not reachable by a nuke though? I mean, all of this is reachable by a nuke. I mean, wow, where is it? Right in here. This is where you want to go. The others, this, in fact, yeah, if anything, you'd want a settler to come over here just in case. Yeah, that would actually be a good place to throw a city. That's actually a nice city. Why the hell hasn't anybody else settled it? 2-2 base, big campus, lots of hills. What the hell are you guys doing? Maybe that was the plan all along. Corny died. Sorry, Corny, if you're listening. Corny died like a dog. Right here. This was his capital. He got 3 cities down. 1 got raised up here. And it was a min-distance Scythia push, followed up by an almost min-distance Gorgo push. It was just too much. Corny didn't die in game 2. That was Ben that died in game 2. Corny survived completely on game 2. Corny was in really tough shape in that game, but he actually hung on and was probably going to live. He would live forever in his position. Because the Arel came into him and he held it off, and he actually would have outsimmed him after that. By the way, yeah, this was covered off, so there's no. It's going to have to be down through here. He does have a engineer. I think he used the other one up to make an extra tunnel, which is kind of annoying. He didn't really need to do that because he would have had two to make a faster road, like just go bang bang and come through here. I guess he's probably just waiting on tanks now. Combustion and 4. 228 science. Steel and 5. He's going to need artillery. Is he getting pre-builds? He's actually getting our terracotta in 2 turns. That's actually pretty big. I never checked Goldens. Scythia went heroic. China and Rome made the golds. And it's Dark Cyrus. I would imagine Cyrus is going to go heroic. Yes, Cyrus goes heroic. That's going to be a big boost for him. Heroic age will be big. 2 arms. He won't even care about the steel. He'll go 2 arms in 9 turns. Problem is 9 turns is a long time. You're on a clock here. Yeah, buddy. Rebuilding the Diploc order in here. Yeah, he's just straight up building commercial hubs, markets into holy sites, and then shrines, temples, into pagodas. And that's all he needs to do. It's really well done. Now, interesting, I'm just looking at the favor. I don't think it's enough, though. I think, I didn't look at the votes entirely, but it looks like they completely held on to all of their favor. And maybe they're hoping to slow them down here. They may not be able to win any one, but what they can do is have enough to split between the other 2 and hold them to 3. Hold them to 3 means they need they would need 5 in the last one, or else they would buy him another 20 turns. So, yeah. GPT is pretty close. It's actually Elmog just got a card in, so he's actually 2, 3, 4, 70 to 550 to 470. So pretty close. Definitely nobody's got it. Actually, I didn't count in. Oh, that's -1. Okay. So yeah, it's pretty close. Gold wise. They could do that, Ziffy. They could potentially continue to hold their favor. The problem is you don't want to give. Well, I guess you give them 5. If you gave them 5, sorry, wrong. If you gave them 5, and then you can definitely downvote them. Maybe but the problem is that if they could actually guess with you and still go up 1. Yeah, it's tricky. If he comes with battleships, he's gone top tree. He had flight not long ago. He's actually going back to bottom tree now. He's going metal casting. He's trying to make sure he doesn't get caught with his pants down, but he's a long ways from tanks. He'll need tanks to defend his land. The frigates are actually here on Rome's side. He's actually got some frigates out to defend this coastal from a little bit of a push that came in. There's a caravel coming. He's just trying to protect the land because he's actually sending units. He's actually got this level. Well, I thought that said level 4 for a second on the wrong angle. He's got an artillery here. He's going to need more though. He needs more than 1 artillery. He's getting some up. These are artillery armies. His problem is the timing. He's simply too far behind. There's terracotta pop. It's just the problem right now is his timing is just not good at all. He's trolling by doing coal. Yeah, by going coal and getting the coal up and that it's actually losing him favor, yeah. It's not too big a deal. Like, I mean, it's not ideal, but they should be doing really well. Pagodas are going up. Like, I don't think that'll be a deciding factor, but we'll see. See what happens. Any news on improvement on tourism? 238 now. The defense is around the same. Actually, the defense is 238 exactly. So going up slightly, but I mean, there's no way there's a play there. It says 38 turns, but pay no. I mean, even if that was right, it would be too low. But it might be too slow. But yeah, I don't think. Maybe you save up faith, then you go rock bands, building museums, theater squares. I mean, maybe it's not impossible. I mean, if Rome's culture stops, there's no one else really defending it. How is Gorgo solo? Gorgo went to Relville. Yeah, Gorgo went 3 city Arelville into killing Corny with Scythia. They double teamed him and got him off the map. It was 100 and something. It's 99. It was right. He might have taken a card out. It was like 110 or something like that a while ago. 99 faith to turn. If you were to let it accumulate, which he hasn't been, he's at a $109. If he could let it accumulate for a while, maybe get some rock bands. If you get a miracle rock band or two, maybe make things go burr. He's just been spending it. I don't know. He went reform the coinage, so I'm not really sure what he spent it on. He didn't bring enough here to actually make an impact. He's getting pillages in, which is key. He's making some gold funding here for the boys. Because you gotta have faith. By the way, I'll make the announcement. Nothing finalized yet, but sometime early next week, maybe in 2 or 3 days, Tuesday or Wednesday perhaps, trying to put together a invitational all-star game. So not all-star game for this tournament. The idea is going to be bracket A versus bracket B, and each team's going to choose one player from their team, an all-star if you will, to represent their team in an bracket A versus bracket B team. So it'll literally be players from 4 teams versus players from 4 teams. Hoping to get that game in sometime in the middle of the week before the final starts. I think that could be a lot of fun. There's already been some discussion in the Discord about it, in the Invitational Discord. Hopefully that we get that off, and it'll be a lot of fun. It shouldn't be too much trouble to make that happen. Should be great. By the way, this settler is indeed, I think, heading for the settle. Zaddy with the raid. Thank you very much, Zaddy. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you. You've been doing an amateurs tournament, I think, eh? A CPL amateurs tournament, I think I saw you doing. I peeked in on your stream there last night or the night before. And was watching some of it. I don't know exactly. I didn't even hear about it until I saw you streaming it. Sounds like a cool idea. I think it's gonna be cool. I think the fans are gonna like it, and I think the players will have fun with it. It'll give them a chance to play with people that they don't always get a chance to play with. I think it's kind of neat.